It's high scoring, low scoring. You guys just kind of just find a way.
Yeah.
Well, that's not something you can coach, but what do you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think every coach wants to have a team full of prospects. We want to have a team full of baseball players that are prospects too. I mean, because we obviously want to develop players for professional baseball, and we want the very best, most talented, skilled players in the country to come to Texas A&M. But at the end of the day, you want baseball players, you want winning players, guys that understand what it takes to win a baseball game. And I think if you were to go in the stands and ask the scouts from this past weekend who's going to have more drafted players, probably going to be Arkansas. That'll probably be the case this weekend against Vanderbilt. And that's fine. But at the end of the day, you just want to be able to win the games. And I think in order to have a good season, you have to win games in a variety of ways. And our team has great character. Our team has great energy. They have great competitive spirit. And that'll take you a long way. You still have to play good baseball, and you have to have good pitching, good defense, and timely hitting. But they do play hard, and they play together, and that's fun to be around.
Look at the Vanderbilt team you'll face this week. Are they a typical Vanderbilt team that they always see, or is it different?
I think they're trending towards being that typical Vanderbilt team. They've obviously always have elite pitching. Threw a no-hitter last week. Throwing a no-hitter in this conference is unheard of. Great bullpen. Play really good defense. They have some extremely talented offensive players that haven't had great seasons yet, but they're trending that direction. And so they didn't have a midweek game this week. Probably got their legs under them a little bit. Weather's supposed to be great, which is always in question when you go to Nashville, I think, until later in the year. So should be a good crowd and big challenge. But, I mean, it's Vanderbilt, one of the more elite programs in the country historically, and going to be a great challenge.
How much confidence do you feel like your team has right now?
A lot. Yeah, they're confident kids. Some of them are confident regardless of the situation, and then other guys are confident because they've played well. You know, sometimes confidence comes from doing it. You have to go do it and prove you can do it. So I think they're in a good place. That's my job, to keep them in a good place. That's the fine line between when you're doing really well, you want to come back to the middle. When things don't go your way, and I'm the worst about it sometimes, but you got to get back to the middle, and you just I know it sounds coachy, but you just try to be the best version of yourself today, and then if you win, enjoy it for a moment, and then move on to the next one.
What did not playing last night do for your pitching rotation?
Well, it certainly gives us a chance maybe to start Prager maybe in the third game, something like that. But what it does, it gives number one is just a needed rest with a short week, and I mean, Prager needs to pitch for us to be a good team. We can't not play in the midweek games because somebody needs to start the games, because we're going to need to, if there is going to be a postseason, you need more than 3 starting pitchers. But I think what it allows us to do is do what we're already doing, and that's attacking each game one at a time. We know Dallas is going to start Dettmer is going to start the first game. And just like we did last week, I had planned on starting Palish in the third game. But once we had a chance to win one, then we just go all in on winning that one and worry about tomorrow. And so that allows us to do that. It also allows Vandy to do the same thing. They didn't have a midweek game, and their midweek guys been pitching lights out. So I would imagine he's available to pitch against us this weekend.
Lineup-wise, I mean, I know you kind of moved it around, but was it the first game against Arkansas that went back to kind of traditional with Killer leading off the rest of the weekend?
Yeah.
Is that something you just kind of toy with, or is that what you want to see?
I mean, well, until it's all based on Trevor Werner and how he's doing. If we can get him back to where he was in the preseason and in the first 3 games of the season, I want that guy up as often as possible. And so I could see it tweaking one more time, but not until he gets going. So I think Kaler's more built to be at the bottom of the lineup and flip the lineup over, but right now we don't have that luxury, so we'll probably just stick with it that way. All right, y'all have a good weekend.